Stevenson.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. I'm very grateful to Keith Brown for bringing this important debate today. This Parliament might just be 24 years old, but in the years since 1999, Scotland has made great strides thanks to devolution. This includes free university tuition, building more social housing per capita than the UK, record-high health funding, the creation of Social Security Scotland, free personal care and driving forward on fair work. So when Scotland voted for this Parliament, the Conservative Party was overwhelmingly against it, and some would argue that they've resented the existence of this Parliament ever since. For my colleagues here, lucky enough to be elected to this Parliament, though, I would like to think that they all support this institution and want, at the very least, to protect devolution. I actually want to see devolution enhanced, and the clear majority of us in this chamber want to see Scotland become an independent country, so that this Parliament is free from the threats of Westminster vetoes and interventions. In recent months, we have seen a Tory Westminster government, rejected by the people of Scotland, use for the first time ever a Section 35 to veto legislation approved by over two-thirds of this Parliament. A couple of years ago, this Parliament unanimously voted to incorporate the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child into Scots law, but the UK Government filed a court case to stop it. The Internal Market Act paved the way for a power grab on Scotland's Parliament, and the Tories are now using it as a cover to veto another policy supported by a majority of MSPs, the Deposit Return Scheme. Other countries can make these things work, even under devolution. The Tories might not like to hear that, but that's just the way it is. The state of South Australia has had a deposit return scheme for over 45 years, even though there won't be a nationwide scheme until 2030 and glass is included in the scheme there. I should say that Labour governments were not immune from vetoing the wishes of the Scottish people, or indeed those of its own representatives from Scotland. And as an example, they ignored the democratic verdict of the people of Scotland in the 1979 devolution referendum. Nowadays, we have Keir Starmer's Labour joining the Tories as born-again Brexiteers, yet again ignoring the wishes of people in Scotland. Presiding Officer, this pattern makes it pretty clear to me that while Scotland tries to make progress within the UK, Westminster will intervene when it disagrees with policies, even though Scotland voted for the members of this Parliament and rejected the UK Government. Whether it's measures to help the environment, to make life that bit easier for minorities, or even to protect the rights of our children, the UK Government has no shame and seemingly vetoes things just because it can. That is not democracy. This Parliament is having its powers restricted. If this is what a so-called union of equals looks like, then more and more people will realise that the only way to ensure progress for us to build a fairer, greener and a more prosperous country is for Scotland to become independent so that we can chart a better path. Thank you.